Did you know that over $541 million in cash are newly printed in the US every single day, yet the system still faces a shortage of circulating money? It sounds counterintuitive, but the truth is that most of that cash isn't printed to expand the money supply. It's simply replacing old bills that are torn, faded, or too worn out after circulation. So how is a US dollar bill actually made? Behind every single note lies a chain of sophisticated printing technologies, proprietary materials, and dozens of hidden security layers, all operated within a system where the margin for error is nearly zero. From raw materials to the final stroke of ink, from automated inspection to cutting and packaging, the entire process demands a level of precision comparable to manufacturing aircraft components. In this video, we're stepping inside the highly restricted US production line, where every dollar is crafted with national-level accuracy, security, and reliability. Not all US dollars printed are used within the United States. In fact, 6 out of every 10 bills are circulating abroad, from banks in the Middle East to night markets in Africa. That $100 bill in your wallet might have once sat in a safe in Dubai or changed hands at a gas station in Kenya. Among the many denominations, there's one bill that holds a special place in people's hearts: the $2 bill. Considered a symbol of good luck in American culture, it's a favorite for many. Beyond its symbolic meaning, the US dollar also stands out for its exceptional quality. Unlike most countries that print currency on cotton paper, polymer, or cotton polyester blends, the US is the only nation that uses a unique blend of 75% cotton and 25% linen, sourced exclusively from a single supplier in the world. This composition gives the bill remarkable durability, making it resistant to wrinkling and tearing, and capable of surviving decades in circulation. Before any dollar bill is printed, everything starts with a design. It's not just about aesthetics, it's an entire security system hidden within every line of ink. The artists and design engineers at the Bureau of Engraving and Printing, BEP, work meticulously on each detail. The portrait of the president, the phrase "In God We Trust," intricate geometric patterns, as well as blank spaces reserved for watermarks and security threads. Each denomination has its own unique design, tailored to its level of protection and circulation frequency. So, which face do you think should be printed on the $500 bill, if it ever comes back? From the initial sketch, the team moves on to creating high-resolution laser engravings in preparation for the printing techniques that follow. But more importantly, they carefully plan the arrangement of the security layers, so that even when millions of identical bills are printed, each one can still be verified through multiple methods: physical, optical, and sensor-based. US dollar bills aren't made from ordinary paper. They're woven from cotton fibers, a premium material typically reserved for high-end textiles. To produce this special fiber, farms in the southern states like Texas and Georgia grow a dedicated cotton variety known for its exceptional whiteness and durability. During harvest season, large-scale cotton pickers equipped with rotating spindles and metal grip bars sweep up the cotton from the fields. Although it looks similar to textile-grade cotton, the standards for currency production are far stricter. No seeds, oils, or organic debris are allowed, and only long, strong, and uniformly colored fibers are selected. The harvested cotton is transported to processing plants, where the entire operation is fully automated. First, plastic wrapping is removed, and the raw cotton enters the production line. Rotary machines with cone-like teeth loosen the fibers and remove coarse debris like dry leaves, twigs, and soil. It then undergoes a pre-cleaning stage with compressed air and vibration to separate out fine dust and seed shells. A gin machine follows, isolating the pure fibers from the seeds. After several final filtration steps, the high-grade cotton is compressed into 220-kilogram bales, labeled for traceability and shipped to the paper mills, ready for the next stages of US dollar manufacturing. Unlike cotton, which can be widely cultivated across the US, flax requires a cooler and consistently humid climate. That's why most of the flax used in US currency production is imported from Europe, especially France and Belgium, where flax cultivation dates back centuries. The harvesting process uses specialized pulling machines. Instead of cutting the plants like with most crops, flax is uprooted entirely to preserve the full length of the fibers. The nearly 1 meter long stalks are then laid flat in parallel rows across the fields. After a few weeks of drying, large baling machines roll them into massive cylindrical bundles weighing around 300 kilograms each. From there, flax enters a complex treatment phase to extract the ideal fibers for banknote paper. Out in the fields, the flax is left to rot, a natural biodecomposition process lasting 2 to 4 weeks that helps separate the fiber from the woody stem. The dried stalks are then sent through machines that crush and cone them, removing the wooden core while preserving only the longest, whitest, and strongest strands. Because flax fibers are fragile, every step is carefully controlled for moisture and applied pressure. Once purified, the flax fibers are compressed into bales and shipped to the paper mill, where they're blended with cotton to create the unique substrate of US dollar bills. As soon as the raw bales of cotton and linen arrive at the factory, the process of creating the most unique paper on the planet officially begins. Long white fibers are cleaned with hot steam, chopped into shorter lengths, then mixed with pure water in large vats, forming a thick, porridge-like slurry. At this stage, tiny red and blue security fibers are randomly added into each batch, creating an invisible layer of protection that ordinary printers can't replicate. The mixture is then poured onto a conveyor, pressed thin, dried, and rolled into large sheets. Each sheet already contains embedded watermarks, security threads, and highly precise technical features. Once formed, the paper is further dried, compressed, and cut into massive rolls, which are then shipped to the U.S. Bureau of Engraving and Printing. This is an exclusive security paper not available on the open market, and only Crane Currency in Massachusetts is authorized to produce it under contract with the U.S. government. The paper is ready, but before a single dollar bill is printed, everything begins with a steel engraving. Inside the engraving room at the Bureau of Engraving and Printing, artisans sit silently before polished steel plates, holding a pantograph pen, carving every detail into the metal surface, from the wrinkles on Franklin's forehead to the microscopic lines in the decorative patterns. Once complete, the master plate is chrome-plated to withstand the massive pressure of the intaglio printing presses. But one plate isn't enough. From here, the master engraving moves to the serography system, where every detail is copied with such precision that the duplicates are indistinguishable to the naked eye. The plate is coated with a special light-sensitive resist and placed in an exposure unit, where UV light passes through a design film and penetrates the coating. After a high-pressure water rinse, the hidden image begins to emerge on the steel surface. Next, the plate is submerged in an electroplating tank, where electric currents etch away the exposed areas, carving ultrafine grooves into the metal. The result is hundreds of perfectly identical steel printing plates, each ready to enter the next stage of currency production. While the steel plate system prepares for the intaglio printing phase, another production line kicks off in parallel: offset printing, which lays down the first visual layer of the banknote. This initial layer consists of soft-colored backgrounds, intricate guilloche patterns, and decorative frames. At this stage, high-speed machines print both sides of the cotton linen paper simultaneously using specialized inks. The ink is first transferred from the printing plate to a rubber blanket, then pressed onto the paper surface, ensuring even coverage and razor-sharp detail. This technique is used only for denominations of $2 and above. The $1 bill completely skips this step, which is also why it feels noticeably different to the touch. Offset printing not only creates the first visible layer of the design, but also establishes the overall color tone and visual layout of the entire bill. Each denomination features its own color scheme and background motifs, aiding in easy identification and helping automated systems verify authenticity. After the background printing is complete, the sheets are dried and pressed into stacks, ready for the intaglio printing stage. Using master steel plates that were originally hand-engraved and later mass-replicated through serography, each intaglio plate is mounted onto specialized printing presses. At this stage, the cotton linen paper is fed through cylinders weighing several tons. The immense pressure forces ink into the microscopic recesses of the steel plates, then transfers it onto the paper in a unique reverse from below motion. It is this intense pressure that creates raised ink surfaces, textures you can actually feel with your fingertips when touching a real dollar bill. After completing the background with offset printing and adding texture through intaglio, a modern security feature is introduced: color shifting ink, also known as OVE. This layer appears only on denominations of $10 and higher, yet it remains one of the most visible anti-counterfeiting features for the general public. This special ink can change color depending on the viewing angle. Take the 100 on a $100 bill, which shifts from copper to green with just a slight tilt. OVI is manufactured using multi-layer technology and contains microscopic crystals that reflect light in specific directions. Only a handful of countries and authorized suppliers have access to this advanced material, and the United States strictly controls both its supply and application. The printing of this color-shifting ink is done on a dedicated offset press, in a separate stage entirely, distinct from both background and intaglio printing. After the background, layout framework, raised texture, and color-shifting effects are complete, the US dollar is further secured with an almost invisible layer: microprinting. This technology involves engraving ultra-small text into various elements of the bill. For example, on the $100 bill, the phrase "The United States of America" is etched into Benjamin Franklin's collar, while the tiny letters USA are hidden just below the portrait, so small that you'd need a magnifying glass to see them clearly. Got a $100 bill in your wallet? Take a closer look and see if you can spot the microprinting. These characters are printed with highly specialized inks and precision-engraved plates. To the untrained eye, they may seem like decorative details, but for experts and currency scanners, they're among the first checkpoints used to authenticate a bill. After microprinting, each dollar bill is still not considered complete. It needs one final step to establish its identity: serial number printing. In this phase, a specialized printing system applies two unique serial numbers to the front of each note. No two bills share the same combination. The ink used may be dark green or black, depending on the denomination and the series year. In some cases, special anti-counterfeit ink is also used to enhance security. At the same time, two official seals are printed, one from the US Department of the Treasury and the other from the Federal Reserve Bank that issued the note. Before being cut and packaged, every dollar bill must undergo a rigorous quality control process involving both machines and human oversight. High-resolution optical sensors scan the entire surface of each bill, detecting issues like color misalignment, ink smudges, distorted images, or mismatched serial numbers. Even the smallest details, such as raised intaglio lines or color-shifting ink, are analyzed automatically within milliseconds. If any flaw is detected, the bill is immediately rejected and sent to a separate recycling area. Afterward, a team of human inspectors randomly selects bundles of notes for manual review, ensuring the system functions accurately and no subtle errors slip through. After passing the strict quality control stage, the bills move on to the final phase of the production line: cutting and packaging. US currency is printed on large sheets, each containing 32 complete bills. Once approved, these sheets are fed into ultra-precise cutting machines that slice them into individual notes, each measuring exactly 6.14 by 2.61 inches. The cutting blades are engineered for extreme sharpness and durability, regularly replaced and carefully monitored for accuracy. After cutting, the bills are grouped into stacks of 100, then bundled into bricks of 1,000, and lightly pressed to ensure uniform flatness. Each bundle is counted, labeled with a batch code, production date, denomination, and storage information. All this data is digitized and stored for traceability and auditing purposes. Once packaged, the new currency is transferred to an internal secure vault. Only a limited number of personnel are authorized to access this area, and every movement in and out is recorded using biometric systems and constant video surveillance. From this vault, the money is distributed to the 12 Federal Reserve banks across the United States, based on actual demand in each region. In many cases, currency may also be returned for reinspection or destruction if found damaged. The issuance of money is not merely a technical procedure. It is a tightly controlled exercise of financial authority, where each note carries the weight of national trust, legal backing, and historical identity. The journey of a US dollar is a fusion of precision engineering, sophisticated security, and the art of engraving national trust onto every fiber of the paper. From cotton fields and flax farms to top-secret printing facilities, each bill passes through dozens of rigorous control steps, so that by the time it reaches your hands, it's more than just a means of payment. It's a slice of history, technology, and financial power. If you found this process fascinating and want to discover more incredible feats of modern manufacturing, leave a comment below, hit like, and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss the next behind-the-scenes journey.